What's up, everybody? Welcome to my Smackdown review. Different type of Smackdown, really. I would say a better show than Monday Night Raw for sure, because Raw was garbage in the last 2 hours of its show. And as we are pretty much from the fallout of Money in the Bank, and now headed to Extreme Rules, there was a lot going on tonight. As Paige pretty much announced, it would be a gauntlet match for, who was going to challenge AJ Styles for the WWE title at Extreme Rules. But before I even say anything about SmackDown, getting on to that, I want to address the entire Big Cass release today. Big Cass was released by the WWE today, and I just want to think my thoughts on it. Did I really think it was going to happen? I didn't really think so, but I heard there was a lot stemming to why he was even released. And I think the position they put Cass in against Bryan didn't really do any favors. I was surprised that Cass didn't get a win back over Bryan, and I just thought the feud would be over and they'd move on to something else. But I just think that he was just in a bad. Was he in a bad situation? Yes. Do I think Cass screwed himself over when he pretty much took liberties in himself beating up the midget, and they got mad at that in the back? Yeah, that didn't help. I don't know much about the plane incident. I heard he had a lot of heat backstage with multiple arguments with people, but I just think this was just stemming on and on from, like I said, multiple things. I heard the final decision was from Vince and Triple H to release him, but I do believe him beating up the midget pretty much added on to why, he went off the script and did that, and that pretty much hurt him more into why he was even being released. Listen, do I think this was creator's fault in a way? Yeah, from some of the material they gave him, but then again, you look when he came back, what was his whole thing? I'm big, you're little. I'm big, you're little. That was his whole promo thing on Daniel Bryan. I'm big, you're little. Big guy, short guy jokes. And I just think he was okay on the microphone. I think they gave him too much microphone time. The matches weren't really that good. Like I said, the second one was a little bit better than Money in the Bank. Better than the Backlash one, I'm sorry. And the Money in the Bank one was better. But, it's really odd. And this is strange to me before we get on to the first segment. Throughout the whole Enzo, Cass, and Carmella team, all the way back to NXT, who would have thought that Carmella would be the last one standing in this whole thing, and she is the champion right now? We all know what happened to Enzo, but at least he had a little far more success. Cass, yes, the injury hurt him. He was gone for over 9 months, really. But him coming back and then going against Bryan just really didn't help and didn't really do a lot of, I guess it just didn't do a lot of favors for him. And it just got him in the end. Do I think he would go on somewhere else and wrestle? Maybe. ROH, Impact, New Japan? Something. I don't really know, but I just, like I said, I just think Cass, him as a singles thing wasn't really I just think it wasn't really working. They tried, but it didn't just work. And I think even I can go back, even breaking up Enzo and Cass, I still felt that was a bad idea because they didn't really have any tag teams. But then again, this company doesn't like tag teams a lot, and they break them up a lot, so it just didn't really help. And I don't know, man. It was really bad. But then again, this whole Bryan feud was really bad too. This was a bad feud. It didn't really go anywhere. It just was bad, and Bryan kept beating them several times. So why was I going to believe Cass was going to beat Bryan on Sunday? And just, I guess, wait now, he had to put him, looking at the result now of him getting released, I can see why he lost on Sunday. I thought they would have moved on to a different feud. But like I said, there's a lot of things stemming to why Cass was released. But like I said, it's just kind of odd that Carmella is the last one standing on this team and she's the champion. Will Enzo and Cass maybe team up again on the Indies? I don't know. But I just had to address the entire Big Cass being released from the company today. But we kicked it off with Carmella trying to talk about influences and confidence when she was younger, and telling everybody that can become a champion, and tell all the boys and girls out there that Mella is money. It's almost like Alexa Bliss last night trying to be humbled, and psyching out everybody, and then mocked Asuka and says that, I never gave up, and that the real lesson is just give up, and you can't work as hard as her. You have to do what you can to be better than me. That I was the Money in the Bank winner. I beat Charlotte twice. I beat Asuka twice. And then next, Asuka's music hit, and James Ellsworth was, under the mask, and he says no one was ready for Ellsworth, especially Asuka, and that Carmella is better than Charlotte, Lita, Trish Stratus, Mother Teresa, Beyonce, Rousey, and Asuka. And then Asuka came out, which immediately kicked Ellsworth in the gut. Carmella hit her with a super kick in. So I don't know, man. I don't know why we're still continuing this now. Listen, they made Asuka look like a complete dolt last Sunday, especially staring like she saw a ghost with James Ellsworth. I felt it went on forever, and the fact that Carmella got technically a clean win over her is just crazy. They pretty much ruined Asuka. Okay, they've ruined Asuka. They really have. So I don't get where they're still going with this feud unless Asuka actually wins the title this time. But them hiring back James Ellsworth, then again, I feel like they hired him back because this whole Carmella thing by herself just wasn't working. So let's hire the guy that was actually making this thing kind of good back. So I think they pretty much that's the reason why they even hired Ellsworth back, because they figured Carmella was failing on her own once they tried to let her go on her own. Billy Kay and Peyton Royce came out then, pretty much talking about Becky in Toledo, Ohio, that Charlotte's sidekick, and I don't know, man. The Iconics are just being annoying, like very annoying. So they did that. I felt that Peyton Royce looked like for some reason, I felt like she looked like Rosemary without the makeup, just because of her hair. I don't know why. I was gonna say discount Rosemary without the makeup. I don't know why. It's just something about that haircut that made it look like Rosemary from Impact. I just don't know why. It just looked like it for some reason. But moving on from that, Becky Lynch went against Billie Kay. Not much to say in this match. Pretty good, I will say that. Becky getting the win. So maybe, hopefully, she goes somewhere with this. I still think she could have won money. I really think she should have won Money in the Bank, because it looked like she really needed the big win. But we all know what happened then. So hopefully, somewhere Becky goes on with this. Jeff Hardy was in the dark room talking about how Shinsuke Nakamura, kicked him in his face last week, and that, he's lost to AJ Styles and AJ has moved on. But, Jeff starts talking about the being kicked in his orbital bone structure. And then next thing you know, Jeff bringing back the face paint. That was very great to see the face paint again. And, he pretty much, at first his eyes were closed. And, he had contacts on. He says, now my eyes are wide open. Shinsuke, I see you. Some people think that Nakamura kicked Jeff Hardy into Brother Nero, but this was not Brother Nero. This is probably maybe 09 dark Jeff Hardy in a way, when he had the face paint. I remember he was going after Undertaker at the time and faced him in an Extreme Rules match. But Jeff has always had cool face paint like that. I've seen it through WWE and TNA. He's always wore that any type of face paint. And I know that design too, so I've seen him wear it several times. But bringing back Jeff Hardy, face paint, and I guess, hey, Nakamura moves into a feud with Jeff over the U.S. title. Like, Nakamura had to bounce back into something, so what else where was he going to go on from here? Well, I think he'll get the U.S. title, maybe, because they didn't give him the WWE title, and you kind of knew that wasn't going to happen, so hopefully something else goes on from this. But it was actually cool to see Jeff Hardy back in his face paint again. Next, we had Renee Young interview Daniel Bryan, as he was the first man to be in the Gauntlet tonight, as he talked about facing three of the best wrestlers in this match: Rusev, Joe, and Big E. And that he didn't mention Miz. He said, I said the best, the three of the best, he said. And it was pretty much a funny promo. Next, Sanity was going to make their debut, finally. They were going to go against the Usos, as the Usos came out talking about, when we first debuted, we was out here wearing Ultimate Warrior face paint like we was in Sesame Street. Sanity, pretty much Eric Young, Killian Dane, and Alexander Wolf, no Nikki Cross. They came out tried to attack the Usos. They start brawling with each other, but got the upper hand over him. And pretty much Dane splashed in the Usos, and they hit that neck breaker from in midair on the other Uso then. So, I don't know. It's just a basic beatdown. I'm sure we get a feud out of this now with the Usos and Sanity, because it doesn't look like the Usos are going back to the tag team titles anytime soon. I thought they were just about to job to them in this match. That's what I really thought they were. I thought they would have started out the Sanity with, I don't know, some jobbers, and you got to see Eric Young kind of got a haircut. I don't feel like the crowd didn't really react to this that much from Sanity. A couple times they did, because Toledo, Ohio, this crowd. Did they chant Uso? Yeah. Did they chant Becky tonight? Yes. But I really did not react to Sanity. Maybe they don't really know who Sanity was. Then again, it's kind of, I think people may already know who they were anyways, because A, you didn't really hype them up enough. You hyped them up for like, 2 weeks after WrestleMania, and during that whole shake-up thing, and they haven't been, it's just like they stopped promoting them. They stopped showing any type of video package, but, finally they debuted, so I'm sure we'll see a feud out of Sanity and Usos. Because I don't think the Usos are going to, lose right now. So I guess a beatdown was pretty good. Wasn't much from it, but it was just a beatdown. Next was Nakamura being interviewed by Renee Young. Talking about his loss to AJ Styles at Money in the Bank. Saying, the only reason AJ Styles is still champion because the referee counted fast and he didn't count in Japanese. It's pretty funny. And then he said, talk about Jeff Hardy's comment from earlier. Who? And he says, if, yes, Hardy eyes open. If he crosses me again, he will close them. So I think that will be coming. Money in the Bank kickoff rematch. I didn't really pay attention to this match last Sunday. Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson versus the Bludgeon Brothers. Even though they were just flexing in the back and now they're in the best shape of their life. Listen, the match was pretty good. I will say it wasn't much. It was quick. Did it make you believe Gallows and Anderson were really going to win? Not really. To be honest, but they got a little offense in. But then again, it's like, why did these two even have a rematch in the begin with after they lost on Sunday? I didn't even really watch the match on Sunday, so why did they even need a rematch if they already lost? And as the Bludgeon Brothers left, Daniel Bryan pretty much came out doing his yes chant, but had a stare down with the Bludgeon Brothers, which they were all in the Wyatt family at a point in time, which, even though Daniel Bryan was only in the Wyatt family for 2 or 3 weeks, he was there with them for a quick minute and looked at him, and then he went back into the ring. They showed Miz doing some type of karate in the back. Next was the Gauntlet Match as Daniel Bryan went against Big E first, which was really good. A very good singles match. Big E proving that he can put on a very, he can still hang in a singles role if he could. And he had a really good match with Daniel Bryan. I will say that. He's really good. I still think he should have been in Money in the Bank in a way, but this was a very great, really good match with Daniel. Big E using his power to get out of any submission Daniel was trying to do. And once again, he does that freaking giant spear on the outside that just looks deadly. And he tried to charge at him again, but Bryan dodged it, throwing him into the corner of the turnbuckle, and then hit him with the running knee to get the win. So that was good. Samoa Joe then came out then, pretty much taking down Daniel Bryan, pretty much chopping him. Pretty much chopping him. Pretty much his chest started turning red then, and he even tried to get him into a sleeper, but it didn't work. Bryan got the ropes. This was a really good match too with Daniel Bryan. They were trying to make Daniel the marathon man out here, but I could see where this was going. Daniel was trying to pretty much get the kicks in and do the running knee, but Joe caught it. Daniel hit him with an enziguri to the outside of the ring. Daniel tried to hit Joe got it. Daniel tried to hit a suicide dive, but he did a baseball slap and immediately got the Kikina clutch. Joe thought he could hold Daniel out there until nearly the count of 10 so he could jump in there, but Daniel pushed off the barricade to get out. Pretty much a count out. So, Joe doesn't lose, or Bryan here, Joe doesn't lose. It was a count out. He didn't win by pin and submission. Then the Bludgeon Brothers came back and pretty much did a double powerbomb on Daniel Bryan, then destroy him. And then Miz comes out here, skull crusher finale, and threw Bryan out of them. So you wanted me, you got me. So that was really good here. Joe doesn't lose by pinfall. Miz Miz, even though I don't know people still wanted to see Miz win the Money in the Bank. I guess they still keep Miz and Bryan away. Give me a quick preview, I guess, of Miz versus Bryan. Even though Miz pretty much picked the bones of Bryan as he was taken down by Joe and the Bludgeon Brothers. Miz pretty much snuck in there and took him out. I'm sure this still holds off on this Bryan versus Miz feud, keep him away from a very long time until whenever. I still don't know. You know, I've said it before. I didn't know why people wanted Miz to win Money in the Bank. Like, people, don't get me wrong, I'm sure this feud will come sooner or later, but I just didn't understand why people really wanted it should be for the WWE title, though. That was just kind of getting to me. Like, really now? Miz being the champion, Bryan being the challenger? I wasn't really 100% sure on that idea, or him even winning Money in the Bank on that idea either. Like, so that was just pretty strange. Like, I'm sure these two will face later, hopefully sooner than later. Because, like, how long we got to hold this off? Like, been holding off since the shakeup. But, I don't know, SummerSlam. I'm not trying to wait till Mania of next year for this. But maybe SummerSlam or something. But this was really good here. I will say it was really good how they did that. Rusev and an English then came out to go. Pretty much Rusev pretty much win against Miz at the end, which was pretty good. Miz even tried to do the whole... he was going to do the running kick, doing the yes thing, but people chanted no. There were multiple Rusev Day chants. Rusev hit the Machka kick, accolade for the win. Pretty much now he will face AJ Styles at Extreme Rules for the WWE title. So Rusev is now his first ever championship. I will say AJ pretty much came out then. He shook hands with Rusev. English pretty much tried to, psych him on the handshake. Styles punched him then. So this was a really great gauntlet match. Very good. I did like Bryan versus Joe and Big E in the beginning. Miz picking his spot. I don't know where Daniel Bryan goes on from here. What's he going to do? Face the Bludgeon Brothers? Like, does he have to find a tag team partner now? Is he in the tag division? Because what other tag teams you going to throw against the Bludgeon Brothers? I don't know. Pretty much beat Gallows and Anderson. I don't know where the Bar are. Sanity just got here. They moved the Usos down a couple notches. So, where we go? Because I haven't really been impressed that much with the Bludgeon Brothers title reign so far. It's just kind of been there. So, and did they beat the New Day? Yeah, I think they beat the New Day. The New Day's not really in the tag thing right now either for the titles. So, what, is Daniel going to have to get a partner? Is it Daniel versus the Bludgeon Brothers now? Like, where are we going with that? I'm not really sure how that's going to go, because what about the rest of the tag team division? Was Bryan going to get a shot at titles? Like I said, I don't know who his partner will be if that happens, but we'll see. But, Miz gets the heat on Bryan, and something fresh, I will say, for the WWE title now. Something fresh, not none of the same people. So, Rusev, they finally threw Rusev a bone. Maybe they're giving him some type of chance. Maybe he's so over that they had to put him in the WWE title match because they buried Rusev so many times. Now they're finally throwing him a bone. Like with the U.S. title they did at one point, now we're going to throw him a bone with the WWE title, Extreme Rules. So it's something new. It's something fresh. It's a good change in start, because how long we were going to do AJ and Nakamura kicking each other in the balls every week? Because that went on for a little bit too long now. So I don't think Rusev will win the title, but I can see something going forward to it. If it was I know people say Samoa Joe probably should have won this thing, but I'll probably say Samoa Joe versus AJ for another time. You know, it's just I've seen the match several times in TNA in the past, and I'm sure they'll have another great match like they did, back then too. So 2012 Joe with his Mohawk haircut versus Dark AJ Styles. I should say dark, like that was 2013 one, but like I said, AJ versus Joe, just I will say a TNA feud I've seen many times in the past, but I'm sure that will happen at a later date. But Rusev is new. Hopefully they do something with this Rusev and AJ Styles match, and I'm looking forward to it now. Like I said, something fresh, something new. They threw Rusev a bone for once. Maybe they'll believe in him this time since this Rusev Day thing is over. We'll see where this goes with him. Like I said, somebody must be there warming up to him now in creative, but then again, creative for Smackdown and Raw is two different things. So SmackDown literally had a better show tonight. A great show, I should say. Really good to great show. Better than what Raw was putting on TV yesterday. From the Gauntlet match to Sanity's debut. What else? I'm trying to remember everything that happened on this show. like I said, the Gauntlet match itself, Sanity debut. Don't really care about the promo with Carmella that much. So it's only like 3 matches because the Gauntlet match took out literally pretty much the last hour of the show, and Becky's match was pretty good there too. So wasn't much to say from SmackDown, but SmackDown kind of came and went. 2-hour show, and that's pretty much it. So comment, subscribe. You know what I am, you know what I do. You know it's me, HOOD. You know what I am, you know what I do. Come with the show, it's going down. And now we're done with this review for SmackDown. So the build to Extreme Rules begins. So I don't know. We'll see who wins. Happy 619 Day for Mysterio and Juneteenth. I will say that too. So I'm out of here. I'll see you guys later. Peace.